Hey guys, DaxMaster93 here, and I am back on the Kokocraft server. I am currently on with Skylink and Coco, our lovely server owner. And beneath me, I have my newest crazy idea that will either work and be awesome, or fail and be sad. So, hopefully from up top here, you can tell that this is a board game. And if you can tell what board game it is, you make me happy inside. However, this board game is supposed to be life. So, I'm gonna pop on down here from my pillar. Wanted to show you a general overview. Right. So I'm going to be trying to make the life board game here in Minecraft, and like most things, when you transfer them over, so much sand. Who knew a stack of sand would be this much? Alright. But like most things, when you transfer them over, you kind of change the stuff. So it's Minecraft related. So let's see. Let me find a good one to show Minecraft related. Punch down a tree. There you go. So the thing that I did is I have a real life board game, which is really weird sentence to say actually. A real life board game that I've been using. That's actually just to the left of me. That I've been using to reference all that. Coco was in spectator mode because he was checking out some stuff and problems, trying to fix lag, things like that. So so I've been using that board game to map out this entire map. As you can see, it's not finished because I don't have the sandstone border around everything. But what I did is that I picked one tile that looked to be the consistent tile, and I just matched that with the dimensions. So here the 2x3 tile is just what I'm using all over the map. It's fun to watch the zombies. Come play life with me, zombie. He plays it so correctly, except he never rolls. Aww. Alright, so, like I said, I picked one tile and kept it consistent. However, with doing that, it kind of screwed up the way that it looks, kind of. In the beginning version, I tried my best to keep it to look as what it did on the actual board itself. But at this point, I was just matching the tiles and making sure that I kept the same amount, the same spaces between paydays and stuff like that. So I was more worried about keeping the same amount of tiles and the number and what they stood for, instead of the actual shape of it, because in the board game, not all the tiles are the same size. So that makes it hard to kind of transfer it over one to one, especially with me not being able to do nice curves here and stuff like that. And some of the tiles would be like, they would look kind of like this if I were to do them legitly or something like that. They'd be really weird. They'd be like half pie puzzles or something like that. And I thought it'd just be easier if I just kept them all one consistent tile size and just kind of fit them around, and then made a nice border around it. So with that, I have this. So as in every good life game or life parody, you got yourselves the jobs. So for this one, Minecraft related, we have the redstoner and the server admin that are going to have to be the ones that you have in education. Negative. I'm not AFK. Just happen to be doing YouTube stuff. But oh, that was a terrible shot. Nope. Alright, there we go. Yeah, dead. Alright, where was I? Okay, so we have the redstoner and the server admin that are going to be the ones that you have to go through your edumacation, get your degree. And this parentheses just to the right of it, this is just a side note for me. So I have the redstoner equivalent to the doctor that I have at my board game. So that way when I go and just look at stuff, I see that the redstoner is going to have all the things that the doctor has. The server admin is going to have the badly spelled politician, but I don't want to go back through the book because I'd have to backspace all the stuff I already have. So those two are the ones that you have to have in education. And then you have mob bait, builder, miner, woodcutter, village trader, potion maker, and of course I was doing this with Nick, and Cass helped a little bit. So we have Jimmy here. But I'll probably change that to adventurer when I go and make the stuff for the actual game. So I'm actually gonna have to make a couple changes because I can't transfer this all one-to-one, as you probably would have already assumed. As for the case of the builder, the job skill or the job perk that the nuclear tech has in my game is that if the spinner breaks, the builder would get money to fix it. So obviously, I don't want the redstone machine that we have here breaking at any point. I maybe if there was a way to break it and have it be in like a 1 in 25 chance, but I would also not want to really run the risk of breaking it, just period. So I'll have to figure out another job skill for that. Some of them are fine. Like I believe the entrepreneur has to do with stocks. Service sector employee also has to do with stocks. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, and I don't feel like reading through them all. But I'm gonna have to alter some of them a bit, but some of them can be the same. So that being said, my life game that I have is actually a little bit different than the traditional life game. So the way my life game, she was helping me do some stuff over here before. Poor Sky. Anyways, my life board game has it so that each one of these professions doctor has two different colors, and that will determine what salary they can get. So, for instance, the butler can have a purple or a green salary card, and that means that when they draw the 3 salary cards that they get to choose from, they can only pick the salary cards that are colored green or purple. Now, the doctor, which has the education, has green and gold. Gold being the one that's the $100,000 salary, and that's just the perk for going through education. Now, the regular life board game, as I've been told, has it. I've never actually played the legitimate one. I have a remake or a parody of it, but the actual one or the original one has it so that any job can have any salary card as long as they draw it. But I'm going to use my version because that gives more of a reason for people to go through the education tree to hopefully get the redstoner and get the $100,000 salary and take the risk. Because otherwise, you can have a janitor have a $100,000 salary, and that better be one pretty good janitor if you're paying them 6 digits a year. Because they better be doing their job. Let's just say that. So, next to jobs, we have our houses. And if you recognize the first one, my parentheses next to Dirt Shack, you'll figure out what life board game I have. I happen to have the Simpsons Life Edition. So, the Dirt Shack is equivalent to the worst house that you can have, and then it just climbs up from there. So we have the Dirt Shack, the Cave House, the Box House, the Villager House, Nether Home, Lake House, Modern House, Castle, and Sky Island. Now, none of these are really set in stone, so to speak, because they're just kind of opinions at the current moment. I might get some other opinions from people on the server, see what they would think would be good houses. Those those weren't really our strong suits when we were trying to go through and brainstorm what stuff should be. But that's going to be what we have for right now. And let's see, right here to my right is the first draft of Coco's redstone contraption. Now, with the jobs, the salary cards, and the houses, it's relatively easy to get the random sorting that I need for it, or the randomization, because it can be as easy as popping a piston down and popping in 9 items. These would all be one, but I'll just rename a piece of paper and have them each be representative of a job, a salary, or a house. But with the spinner, it needs to go from 1 to 10 instead of 1 to 9, so I can't use the dispenser just to plop out a number, which is kind of heartbreaking, because that means that either I would need to figure out a way, or Coco would need to find out a way. He did some searching. He couldn't find a machine that was already built, so he's going to try and see if he can develop one by himself or with another one of his friends. But this is the prototype that he has right now, and unfortunately, We're not going to use this one most likely, basically because it's really like geared towards the mid-range numbers, meaning that it's usually going to be a 5, a 4, or 6 or something around there, just because of the way that it's set up. So, like I said, unfortunately we can't use this one because the way that this one is set up, it has the random numbers are between like 5, 4, or 6 primarily, because this back section is a 50-50 chance each time. So what it is when you press the button, oh, she died again. This is not a good time for her. But what it is every time this pulse gets sent off, it goes into each one of these checkers to see if it's a single item or a sword. If it's a sword, it powers this. If it's the stone, which is just a 1 block item, it won't reach all the way over there and it won't power it. So what happens is, though, each one of these is 50-50. So if this one doesn't get activated, this one's more likely to get activated, and then this one might not get activated. It's just a lot of it, since it's 50-50, you end up with 5 a lot, and then you'll get the occasional 2. We were able to get it to 8 once, but it's a rare occurrence. So, yeah. The idea that I talked about with him that might work is we're going to use the dispenser 9 slots plus another one of those for randomization. So what we would have is an item sorter, basically, that would sort the first item from the dispenser that it shoots out from the pulse, and then it would sort itself back into the system, and then that would activate a number, and then it would also get a check from one of these, which would check for the last number. So you'd have the first 9 be activated by a dispenser that goes through that shoots out an item that goes through a item sorter, and it determines what number it is, and then the 10th number would be one that would be sorted by like a 50-50 chance thing. So it would be a lot more random than this. It's still not entirely random, but it's a lot better than what this one is with all the mid-range numbers. This one over here is a second prototype he's been working on. I have no idea how he planned to use this one, but I'm gonna just let that go to him, because he is the local redstone expert, and I would have no clue what I'm doing to do the rest of this. So let's see, what have I gotten? I've gotten houses, jobs. Okay, life tiles. Life tiles. Another big part of the game of life is the life tile system. So normally in life you get your life tile, and then you don't know the amount or value it is. So obviously we can't really give an item and have them be able to check what it is at the end of the game, because you can't have a random number or something like that. We could have it be each life tile is a different item, and at the end you would decide whether you would want to use it, but people would eventually figure it out. So what I've determined is what we're going to do is we're going to give them life tiles, now called Coco tiles, and it would be one item, and at the end of it you get to decide whether you want to use your Coco tiles or not, and then you put it into another randomizer, and you just put in as many as you want. In this one we could have another dispenser for we'll just have 9 different values that the Coco tiles can be. So you decide if you want to, oh my god, I'm sorry, but so you just put it in probably like a hopper or something, and it'll go in, and then it'll shoot out another piece of paper, and that will tell you how much your Coco tile is worth, and that would avoid us having the issues with that. So I think we're gonna go with that. Now, as you can see, this board is not close to done, because I have to do the sandstone border, and I have a lot more signs to write. So I'm gonna go through. I'll just go through quickly some of them. We won't go through education. We'll just have a quick parole. So we start the game, get a job, nice payday right off the back. You lose your stuff without F3, so you pay 5 Evans. And yeah, we're going to be using Evans. So at the beginning of the server, like within the first month, I'd built that bank that I showed you the first episode, and it was supposed to be a currency for the server. Obviously that didn't work out, so it's a failed idea. However, I'm going to be bringing the Evans back, and they're going to be the currency for this life game. So everything's going to be in Evans. The way I did it is my game is all in like 10,000, so you pay 5,000, you pay 10,000. It's more realistic numbers. All I did was I took off the last 3 zeros. So legitimately, this one would be like lose something, pay $5,000, or buy something, pay $5,000. So I just changed this to Evans. And then we got learn to eat. You gain 10 Evans. You get another payday. And then you get the life tiles or the cocoa tiles. So you avoided your first creeper blast, get a cocoa tile. Then don't make a bet on the first night. Mission next turn. So I gotta wait. Next turn. Alright. Punch down a tree. Get another cocoa tile. And then have a piston door installed. Now this one's different because it's got a block right here. So what the block does is the block shows that the career. So if you can't tell, the redstone block is going to represent the redstoner. So in the game of life, if let's say I have picked the miner career, and I'm a miner, if I land on this, I have to have a piston door installed. I need to pay 5 Evans, but I no longer just pay 5 Evans out to like the bank or something like that to get rid of them. I now say, oh, that guy's the redstoner. Here's 5 Evans. So we have 2 more of those over here that I determine. I might switch the coal out with iron, but this right here is the miner. This right here is the builder, and I actually need to put another block right here. This is the potion maker. So for some reason the blue tiles are either job swaps or teachers like icons in my game, probably because they're the most expensive ones to pay for. But for this one, the potion maker's the teacher. So the blue tiles are going to either be potion maker's tiles or not job swaps, salary swaps. And then of course we have the green being the paydays, the red being the stops, the blue being the salary swaps or the the teachers or potion maker, as in this case. So I think that is generally about it. A lot of this stuff is off camera work, so I'm not gonna go through and do a whole bunch of signs and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave life. I'm gonna show you a short clip that I have. I don't have the audio for the clip because I had my mic muted at the time, but I'll put some random background music or stuff. I went to Jess's base because I was checking up on a pigman, and I actually have something to give that pigman. So I'll see you guys when I'm over at Jess's base. You guys can enjoy the clip with hopefully some amusing audio as I run around. We are here at Jess's base, and we are going to visit my zombie pigman friend that we had left last time. Hey, you're missing a helmet, guy. What did they do with your helmet? Are you still aggroed? I don't think I can tell. Here. I don't know what their sign is, but I'm putting my sign. Where's my sign? Right. I think that said like chicken farm or something. So you are Gilbert. Got free Lord. Nah, I won't do all caps. Lord of the chickens. And I got me a fancy name tag. Gilbert Godfrey, Lord of the Chickens. You will defend these chickens with your life. Anybody comes in here, you beat them up. You rough them up. Right. One other thing. During that clip, I did take the beacon that was here. So, just if you haven't found it and you're watching, beacon will be right in there. It's in your temple. So, if you don't find it until then, I left it at your base. Hopefully that's somewhere you go enough. So, anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and hasta la bye bye.